Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy, the recap. So you might have noticed that we're down to one episode with guests per week and one recap episode on Fridays. So on Tuesdays, you can expect a brand new guest. And on Fridays, you can expect me recapping the brand new guest. We're doing that for a couple different reasons. The biggest one being that we want to be able to feature our guests a little bit more. And it's hard when there are two per week. So we're slowing things down to speed things up. And we're really excited to go on this adventure with you. So please share every episode, especially the ones that really resonate with you. This week, we had two fabulous humans, Dr. Ben Johnson and Bobby Dodd, both of which are leaders who together collectively wrote a book called Intentional Influence. And the idea behind it is really, what can you do to make connections with people and build relationships with people so that you can lead them? What we often do is we forget to connect people to one another. And then what happens is, I know lots of things about these folks, but do they know those things about each other? And can they use that information to be better as a team? They quoted some stats about if people like their boss and have one friend at work, they're like 90% more likely to stay in that job. Y'all, we can't afford to lose our humans, but we're losing them all the time because we're not connecting them with other people. So I want to challenge you today to think about, are your folks connected? Do they know one another? Are they capable of staying close? And if they're not, how do you connect them? So they have a framework that they use for this intentional influence and recognizing how much that builds culture. And they talked about categorizing your different people. And they said that they use a square for your leaders that have titles. Your triangles are your informal leaders that have sway, right? That can get people to do what you need them to do. And then you've got your circles that are people that are not swaying people the way you want to. They had a lot of systems. And what I appreciate about systems is that they're repeatable. So they've taken their years of experience, their knowledge, their wisdom, and they put it together in a book that could change the way you lead others. So I recommend you go get it. Again, it's called Intentional Influence, Harnessing Culture Mapping to Build Commitment. We all need more commitment in our space. Now, they work specifically in the education space. However, this book was not written just for educators. It was written for organizations. And when we are an organization and we don't thoughtfully connect people, it doesn't matter what we're trying to make, we're not going to be good at it. So today, I want to challenge you to be good at what you do. I am sure you're excellent in your space, and yet every one of us can get just a little bit better every single day. So what are you going to take away from the conversation that I had with Dr. Ben and Bobby? Or what are you going to take away from any of the episodes of Productive Joy? The purpose of Productive Joy is that you find ways to create more of it in your space. I think we forget how much influence we have over our circumstances. We can control very little. I know I've done it before, but that itty bitty little hole right there, that's our sphere of control. But our sphere of influence is as wide as our arms will go and then some. We forget that, and we live in the space of control only, and we get frustrated because we can't seem to control our circumstances. Well, y'all, you can't. But you can influence them. You can influence how you feel. You can influence how you react. You can influence all the different ways that those decisions impact you. So today, I want you to think about your influence. I want you to be intentional about your influence. I loved that the guys used the word intentional in their title, just like intentionality groups uses it in our title. Because when you are intentional, you are putting thought into every decision you make. And those thoughts turn into actions. Those actions turn into results. So why wouldn't you want to do things by design instead of default? So today, I need you to grab something that you can use. Maybe it's just, oh, wait, Christie's only on now Tuesdays and Fridays. I need to mark my calendar. Or Productive Joy is going to have one guest a week. I can't wait to see who it is. Or I need to be intentional with my influence. All of those would be great takeaways, but take something away from this episode and do me a favor and figure out a way to turn fun into action.